Welcome back, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darryl Wolfe, and this is DocStar TV. And guess what? The topic for today's show is this: three-time cancer survivor. And understand something, okay? Did anybody notice we called it a survivor? That's right. And you know why it's called that? You're always going to find in any language, if you want to look for the keys to set you free, you'd find out. You want to be a thriver, not a survivor. Who in the heck wants to be a survivor? Look at, there's a survivor. He's only got one leg. Look at, there's a survivor limping. Oh, look at, there's a survivor and got a cane, got a wheelchair. Okay, there's a survivor on drugs. Okay, so the reality is this: let's start talking differently. Let's be a thriver, not a survivor. Okay, why do we just want to survive? Did anybody notice that in healthcare, the words are all low vibrational mainly, and they're not high vibrational, and they're not self-empowering? What about self-care? What about that there's no such thing as healthcare, there's only self-care? What about there's no such thing as love, there's only self-love? I know a lot of people believe, even people up here, sitting right here, that believe if they love long enough and strong enough to everyone else, that they're going to have their heart just bubbling over and feel joy all the time. What a crock of crap. Seriously. Love hurts, doesn't it? It can injure you. And understand something. Cancer, the C stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict, and that's what goes on in the person. If you were in harmony, if you were in alignment, if you were at peace with yourself, then you wouldn't be in pieces, and you wouldn't be letting them take a few pieces, because that's what they're going to continually do. And guess what? You're going to give up pieces of yourself when you think that you're dirty or toxic or a sinner or a failure. Or guess what? I can't heal myself. Who would love me? What do you guys think? 100%. 100%. Whoa, 100%. You're going to have to speak louder, though. I think we might have to change mics, too. She might have to put the mic here if she's only going to whisper. So understand, and when I say this, I'm not picking on her, but the reality is, guess what? Your health or your illness is your personality. You need to get that, okay? You have migraines because you have a migraine personality. You have eczema, you have psoriasis, okay? All right? You have diabetes because of all of these things, because your personality creates your reality. And guess what? Most of you don't even realize that you don't even have your own personality. Only 1 out of 10,000 people actually have their own personality. Oh, but I'm okay with mine. I used to try to kill myself, but now I only try to kill myself a little bit and I fit in more. Well, I never want to fit in, okay? I just want to honor, love, and respect myself, and that's what we teach. Most people will not want this. Only 1 out of 10,000 people will actually want to go the distance on this one. So, who are we and where are you from?
My name's Mary. I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
I'm Andrea, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia too.
I'm Tess. I'm from Melbourne, Australia also.
And I'm Darryl, and I don't know where I'm from. Well, right now, I live in Mexico, but we'll be shutting down the Healing and Training Center because I've decided about 4 months ago that I'm going to go on world tour. So I'll be on world tour for 10 months, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to open up a showcase clinic here in Mexico again. Okay? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. The day that you think you made it is the day you didn't make it at all. Okay? If you were to change 1% every day, what would happen in 100 days? You'd be a new you. That's the only way you're going to do it. And understand, if you're not doing something that scares you a little bit, okay, but excites you a lot, then guess what? It doesn't matter what illness you have, you're going to keep it. Because you need passion, you need purpose, and you need dreams. And that's the way it goes. And our dreams got shut down before we went to school, right? And passion and purpose, well, you need to quit your job and go find your passion. And that's what I tell everyone. And somebody that has a chronic illness, the first thing I say to them is, so, do you want to live or do you want to die? Are you scared to live? Because if you're scared to live, then guess what? That's not going to work. You're never going to get healed. And if you're scared to live and scared to die, that's called limbo. And that's the only place there is limbo, okay? So just know that. It's limbo when you're scared to live and scared to die, and that's what we're dealing with here today. I think. So why don't you tell everybody what's going on? Just give us a little bit of a history, and then what we'll do is we'll get right into this. And Andrea, okay, is her practitioner, all right? And I just said that we'd come together, and you are her husband, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there you've got all the players now. And I said, let's get together and let's do a consultation, okay? So here we are. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so can you give us like a little bit of history on yourself?
For medical history or just?
Well, it can be medical history and a little bit of history about who you think you are. Why did this happen to you? Why would you, first of all, why would you get cancer? And then why would you get rid of it and have it to come back, and then get rid of it and have it to come back?
I never dealt with some traumatic issues that happened with my son. It was very life-changing what he went through, and very traumatic for the whole family. And my husband...
I want to say something, and I mean this. A lot of you are really steeped in suffering. Every family has a suffering value chart. If everybody in the family doesn't suffer the same amount, everybody says, you're inconsiderate. When somebody has cancer in the family, guess what? There's another person in the family that will have cancer within 2 years, or a heart attack or a stroke. Understand something. He or she that suffers the most loves the family the most.
I guess I love my family a lot, don't I? Because I've suffered with three
You
rounds
don't love your family more than I love my family. Except I don't have the value point that if somebody, like every woman, not man, but every woman that becomes a mother, even every woman that doesn't become a mother, was taught that if anybody suffers in the family, the woman suffers more than anyone else, because that the mother, the wife, shows how much she cares. There's your cancer. How do you like it?
I don't.
Well, it's not leaving, and it's going to come back. Because you believe that suffering is how you show love. And I could see it the first minute I saw you. It's all in your suffering. Would you say that's true, Taz?
Yes.
She's a
it's true.
sufferer, isn't she?
Yeah,
And
she definitely is.
And she doesn't even know it. But when there's a trauma in the house, he doesn't suffer like you do.
No.
Not at all. But you know, he's a cold-hearted son of a bitch. And now he's not. He's protecting himself, and you're destroying yourself for the family. Somebody better stay calm. Somebody better protect their heart. Okay, why do people die of heart disease more than anything else? Because they don't protect their heart. So how many children do you have?
3.
That's not great. So every time there's a trauma, so there's 3 of them, she's going to go and she's going to give a piece of herself away on a physical, emotional, and spirit level. Because that's what a good mommy does. And guess what that means? She's going to keep the children weak. The belief system keeps her children weak, and then her children will keep repeating this to keep feeding this. There's cancer. You don't like it? I can't help it. I've been in the business now for over 40 years. I've done over 60,000 consultations. And you know what? You can say that I'm arrogant or as dumb as a stump. But you know what? You do something for 40 years in the trenches. When I owned the Wolfe Clinic, I was in the top 100,000 of all the websites in the world. Main thing that we were dealing with, not treating, dealing with, was cancer. I don't want to deal with cancer anymore. I'll deal with a person who has cancer, but I don't want to be a cancer clinic. Because a cancer clinic means you're going to get all kinds of people like this beautiful woman here that are willing to sacrifice themselves. Now, it doesn't matter. You can give them the best nutraceuticals. You can do the Cell-Sonic. You can get them to do the right diet. You can get them to do the right exercise. But she has no love for herself. No, she doesn't. I'll prove it. She's going to be in the Whole Life Coach course, and I'll prove that she has no love for herself, but she has all the love in the world for her children, her husband, and for everybody else. And guess what? That doesn't make her a bad person. It just, she has no protection. Unless you love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, then you are not protecting yourself. You don't have protection. So she's leaving. She's going to leave the planet, or she's going to learn how to embrace this. And she's going to, you know, I want you to look now. This is what sorrow looks like. This is what sadness looks like. And there's deep anger, but it's not for anybody except herself, because guess what? What didn't I do that I could have done better? And she beats herself up all the time. And this is what the world teaches you. Tell me the world teaches you anything different. You're a practitioner.
Well, I'm just starting out as a practitioner, but I have a similar story as Mary as well. I've given to all my children and suffered for them.
How's that work?
It hasn't worked out for me, but I'm holding the line now.
And do you know what the average 40-year-old, 50-year-old woman tells me? They know how to love themselves until after half an hour to 40 minutes into the consult, and then they break down and go, I don't even know what love is. And then guess what? And then they go, how in the heck do I get back to self-love and self-care? I don't even remember what that is. I don't even know if I ever had it. And I say, yes, you did. It was stripped from you. Your mother brainwashed you. Your father brainwashed you. Whether you want to believe this or not, but a lot of religions brainwashed you. Government brainwashed you. Your teachers brainwashed you. Okay, because everybody works for the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, and they've been strategizing for thousands of years. I did say thousands of years, okay, just so you know. So the reality is, I know what's going on, and the reality is, so let's say that you totally unconditionally loved yourself and put yourself first. How many of your kids do you think would just perish because of it?
None of them.
Oh, would you think they might learn to put themselves first and start respecting and honoring themselves? Or do you think maybe your kids are taking a little after you because they don't they disrespect themselves and don't love themselves either? I feel like Phil, that guy.
Dr. Dr. Bill.
I don't want to feel. I don't want to feel like that.
No.
Okay.
Well, look. Yeah, I guess they have been seeing me suffer and doing what I'm doing.
So when they see you suffer, what do? They suffer with you because they're just as crippled. They don't know how to help you. Your husband's over here. He doesn't know what to do with you.
No, he doesn't.
No, and guess what? That pisses you off and makes you frustrated.
Yes, it does.
And guess what? That's your problem, not his.
Yeah.
You don't want to love yourself? It's not his job to love you. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, to death do us part. Who wrote that? Jesus, I'm not staying with anyone till death do us part. For the life of it all, for God's sakes. For rich or poor? No, I'm always going to be rich. Okay, I'm not going to be poor. That's a decision you made. In sickness and in health, does it look like this guy's going sick? Please stop. He doesn't owe you anything. You owe yourself everything. And as long as you make him responsible, guess what? It makes him feel small, it makes him feel guilty, and it pushes him away from you. And then he doesn't know what to say, and then he doesn't want to say anything. How's that working for you?
It's not, clearly.
Clearly. Yeah, and you see how you've got that? It's not, clearly. There's a little bit of pissed off here. You see it?
I'm pissed off at myself.
No, you can't be. You can't be. You cannot be pissed off at yourself, because yourself are not the beliefs that are hurting you. The self are unconditional love for you. That's all you ever came here with as a spirit being. The beliefs that you have that are actually harming you are beliefs that you picked up from 0 to 7. You have cancer. You have cancer because of inflammation. You have that because your mind never stops worrying and anxiety. It's continual. Last night at the party, you had some relief because there was enough going on and enough smiling faces, and you just, I can relax from myself.
Yep. why I'm here.
Why are you here?
I'm
Why,
here.
no, why are you here?
I'm here to work, as I have acknowledged that my emotional mind is what's causing all this. It's taken me a while to realise that, but listening to your lives and my husband and Andrea's help, I realised that, you know, if I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's come back a third time, and I want to heal. I want to heal emotionally. I want to be a better person for myself more than anybody else.
Sure. So when was the day that you decided you weren't pretty, you weren't smart, and you had no value? So when was that? How old were you?
I was probably about 10, 11.
Okay. What happened?
I was a bit chubby, and people were sort of, you know, pointing fingers at me and calling me fat, and my two sisters were a little bit overweight as well, so we got nicknamed Three Stooges, the Fat Three Stooges, which really hurt.
I know, but guess what? You're still carrying that today.
I think I do to a certain degree. But
No, I just said you're carrying it today. I didn't ask you about the degree. I said you're carrying it. So your subconscious, did anybody notice their subconscious just answered that? Remember something, your subconscious will never be yours until all the major prominent dominant beliefs are in there based on self-love and self-care. That's it. That's all you have to do to heal. That means repetition. That means that when you're thinking logically in this course, you write down the things on a piece of paper that you know you need to do, and then you do not allow this to come forward anymore and tell you what to do. Because clearly, your dominant, prominent beliefs in your subconscious want to kill you. So let me ask you a question. How often have you thought about dying, or that you don't deserve to live?
I've thought about dying ever since the first cancer diagnosis, and obviously...
And that's why. Does anybody know why? Because cancer is a death. It's both.
Yeah.
Cancer is inflammation. Okay, it's topped out inflammation, but it's still inflammation. So do you actually believe that if you would have said, bullshit, cancer is not a death sentence, it's a wake-up call that I need to change who I am and the way I think, the way I drink, the way I eat, the way I respect, the way I protect myself first and foremost, the way I react every time that something's going on in the family, I become a 911 crisis and I crumble. Yes or no?
Yes. I was like that up until my second diagnosis. When I received the third one, that's when I read all your books and watched your videos, and it did trigger something in me, like, you know, what you were saying was so right, and I identified with so many things on so many levels that I started changing my diet, got in touch with one of the practitioners who worked with me up until, and I'm here now, because I'm the sort of person, I've got to do things in my time. I don't feel comfortable being pushed, and especially by my husband, who's always, you've got to do this and you've got to do this.
You have to understand something. The fear and the anxiety he has, and to feel useless with the woman you love, you've been reading him wrong. When you're desperate, he becomes desperate, which makes you desperate, which makes him desperate.
I never thought of it like that.
No, because you don't think. Because nobody thinks, they just react. What if you were to observe your husband and say, I totally love him, I will never judge him again? Well, there you go. You just fixed your relationship. I will never judge my children. I will never judge my partner, Lori. I will not. I do not judge anyone, because as soon as you judge someone, you get to go to court and you get to go to jail. Because whatever sentence you give your husband, you give to yourself. And understand, everybody, when you see me talking, if you've never seen me do this before, I talk with authority. I talk bold. It's not her heart I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to let the subconscious know that there's a new sheriff in town called unconditional love, and I'm not going to let it weasel its way into this conversation here. Because whether you like this or not, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it if you don't make new prominent dominant beliefs. Because guess what? People aren't stupid and they're not smart. People aren't healthy and they're not sick. You're only sick if you got sick beliefs. You're healthy if you got healthy beliefs. You're smart if you got smart beliefs. You're pretty damn dumb if you got pretty damn dumb beliefs. Okay? You're always going to be poor if you talk about poverty and how money's dirty and how money's hard to make and how you hate the rich. They did that on purpose. When I stopped talking like that, now I don't even think about money, because money is something that just happens when you live your life and you're passionate and you have purpose. I look after my passion. What's your gift? What's your passion? What can you bring to the world? Because that is what I need. Why do you want to live? What do you have plans for? What is it you want to do? What excites you?
My biggest love in life is I want to be a grandmother. I talk about being a grandmother all the time. I want to see my children have children. I just want to love babies. And with my husband also, we've just recently sold our home back in Melbourne. We want to travel. We want to see Australia. We've lived in Australia for 60 years and we haven't seen Australia. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the caravan and driving around Australia.
Well, I like the second one. I don't like the first one. Okay, why don't I like the first one? Because what she actually was saying, because she says it to herself, I just want to live until my grandchildren are born. I want to see them. That's where that came from. Not really cool. They'll come when they're supposed to come. What you want to do is say, I want to feel joy. I want to feel fully loved by myself. I want to be in the present moment. I want to feel that I never need approval again and I will not take things personal anymore. I want to be at the point where, guess what? I'm finally in the present moment, finally living my joy, my happiness, and everything that I used to have when I was a little girl. This whole thing, I just want to be around when the grandchildren are. I think it would be so special. Really? Okay, all right. That one is okay, but you know, try not to make that your dominant one, because it's also putting a timestamp on something.
Okay.
No, it's not okay. Because that's out of desperation. What a person should be saying is, I want to wake up, okay? As soon as I rise, until I close my eyes, I want to live for me. Not for my grandchildren that aren't here yet. So you're the kind of girl, well, I want to find that man and I'll be happy forever. Well, when I get married, well, when I have kids, or when I have grandchildren. Really? How's that working for you?
No.
It's not. Better watch out. If they have grandchildren tomorrow, you're not going to be able to see Australia because you'll be the babysitter. So I think I'd watch out if I were you. Watch out what you ask for. They're coming whether you like it or not. So when they come, let them come. But until they come, why don't you try to fall in love with yourself and create a higher relationship with your husband, a higher love than you've ever had before. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yep.
No, you're too pissed off at him. I don't know what's going to have to happen. Maybe we need you to just kick the shit out of him and then get it over with. That's true. I can see the anger in you. Well, there's the mat. What do you think? Can't wait for the whole life coach course on
Oh, I'm
Monday.
hanging out. I'm hanging out. No.
Oh, no. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So why don't you tell everybody what we talked about yesterday? I had you start doing something.
The mission statement. Well, we call it back home a mission statement.
Okay, what's your
What
mission statement?
My mission statement is to live to be 104. I'm celebrating a double 100th birthday with my husband, surrounded by our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I will...
Oh yeah, but hold on a second, everyone. You do know at 104, because she wasn't specific enough, she will be celebrating, and they'll both be on life support, and they'll have their hands taped together. And that's how that works. So, are we done yet doing silly cliches?
Well,
No, hold on a second here. I'd like to live, I'm going to live to 104 with my husband. We are going to be completely healthy, and we are going to have the most full life. We're going to fall back in love again. We're going to be excited about every day, just being able to breathe, be able to just walk and talk, and just know that we exist. Now, I'd like to just live to 104. Doesn't matter what shape we're in. I just need to get there.
I hadn't finished.
Oh, really? Well, you weren't going to do what I just did. I'm trying to teach you something. You need to be specific, okay? When you go to order a meal and the guy goes, "What would you like to eat?" Anything. Okay, no, you didn't say that. What would you like to eat? Okay, I'll have a steak. No, just bring me a steak. Well, how do you want it? I don't care. Just bring me a steak. You better tell them how you want it. Exactly. Okay, here, let's go again.
Well, I'm going to live to be a very healthy 104-year-old.
There. See? How'd that feel? Did that feel a little different than the last one?
It felt a lot better.
Okay, so.
A lot better.
Okay.
And I promise to love, forgive, and honour my heart and my body, and forgive those that are not kind. Mind my own business, not pass judgments.
Okay, that's okay, but why did you throw that in? That's a negative. First of
Oh.
all, guess what? I don't need to forgive anyone. Do you know why? Because I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to judge somebody because of their personality. Chances are it's never going to change. And the reality is they're just who they are. They're going to take that over there and do that to that person. They're going to take it over there and do it to this person. Why do you have to forgive them? So now you're busy trying to forgive them, which bullshit, you don't forgive. So let's get rid of that off the table. So let's not get into judgment, and then you don't have to get into forgiving. And understand something, okay? Every time that you forgive your husband because he wasn't there enough for you, okay, that's what you feel, okay? All right? Guess what? He doesn't change because he doesn't know how to be there anymore for you until he has new strategies like you. So then you're just going to keep being pissed off, and if you forgive him and then he acts the same way again, guess what? You're a dick. I already forgave you once. Now I got to forgive you again. It's going to be harder this time to forgive you. So don't forgive anyone. Don't judge them. Don't judge the world. Don't judge chemtrails. Don't judge the government. The government can't be fixed. Okay, the things in the medical system that are broke, they're not ever going to be fixed. Things in healthcare on a general basis around the world are not going to be fixed. The only thing that you can do is be in the present moment and own it. So you're going to have a lot of fun in this course. The reality is this: I just want to learn how to forgive people. Really? Well, that'll take a lifetime. Stop judging them, and then you wouldn't have to do it. I want to stop making a mess in the house. Then stop making a mess in the house. Let's try it again. You see? If you decide to think like the herd, you're going to stay hurt. And you're going to go to the butchers. Stop being a statistic and start being a spirit goddess. Does a spirit goddess need to go around forgiving people? No. She flies way too high. Shall we give it another shot?
Well, I finished it off with I'm the master and healer of Mary. And that was it. And that's the mirror work I do every morning and night.
How's the mirror work coming?
It was hard in the beginning. I couldn't really look at myself in the eyes. But doing it every day and every night, I find I'm actually looking at myself and I'm actually liking what I see.
Beautiful.
Instead of
there it
what
is.
I couldn't see before.
Isn't that something? What
Yep.
a beautiful, beautiful thing, because that's all you are. That's all you are. Okay, so how many couples connections have you done with your husband?
We did 3 weeks, 21 days.
How'd that go?
Fun in the beginning. We laughed quite a bit.
That's nervous.
Yeah,
And the laughter is actually to throw you both off, because believe it or not, the subconscious says, don't let her look too deep, don't let him look too deep, because they're going to realize why they want to leave you.
yeah, like I said, the first few days we had giggled with each other,
Yeah.
and there were times when I cried looking at him. A lot of emotions came up, and I did sort of drift off to other thoughts, but
Oh, we're going to.
yeah, kept coming back. It brought up, and I felt a deep, well, I'm going to call it a different type of love towards him.
Like what kind of love?
I don't know if the word gratitude, but I loved him because even though we went through our marriage breakup and we were divorced we still technically are divorced, for 12 years.
Stay that way.
Yeah, we are. We are.
But you're not divorced.
No,
You're free.
We're free.
You're free to make a choice now.
Yep.
Okay.
And I loved him for being there through everything we both went through with the breakup, that he was still there in my life, as if he was sort of just watching to make sure I was okay. I didn't acknowledge that in the early days of our breakup, but the more I looked into his eyes, the more I could feel that was there. And I was a bit sad because I wish I'd picked it up earlier. But I figured, well, we had to go what we had to go through to get to where we are today.
Okay, now
as a
I'm going to
better
say
couple.
something that was really nice, and I'm going to say that that's a crock of crap. Okay, but that you guys, here she's back to, well, you know what? The learning from the struggle and almost dying was amazing. Okay, first I'm going to tell you something. It's all about the struggle. And I'm going to look back in my life and I'm going to say, well, I wouldn't change anything, but I'm not going to repeat the same things. And no, I don't need to struggle to learn. I'm a high vibrational electrical magnetic spirit being. I am not a human doing anymore that believes that the learning is in the suffering. No, the learning is in the awake and arise. Okay, I'm back.
So yeah, that's the couples counselling was really
Connection.
was really good for us.
Well, you're going to need to do it every night while you're going through the course here, because you're not that close together. So what you did was maybe just turn the burner down to in between simmer and medium. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I realise we both realise.
No. You have to realize that you still got self-love and self-caring to do before you'll ever show it to him.
Okay.
You almost wanted to go to, yes, I realize I need to forgive him more. No, you don't. That could take forever in a lifetime. You need to love you more. And you need to know that, guess what? You came into this relationship with beliefs and he did too. Clean up your own mess. And it's not your mess, but we all got messed. From 0 to 7, we were all in a trance. It was in a theta trance. Everything that happened to us, we took it for 100% truth. Your personality is only because of the 5 people that raised you, closest to you. So is yours. So is yours. No, not mine. I am not like the guy that was raised. I am nothing like that. Okay? I never want to fit in. You'll say, well, he just doesn't fit in. That's right. I'm not going to fit in. I'm an authentic human spirit. And the reality is everybody should not be fitting into anything. You should be fitting into your universal adventure here. And understand something. You can't talk like this without coming up against the majority and have the majority come back and flack in your face, but who cares? It's none of their business. If I want to make my life my business, and if I want to unconditionally love myself and everyone else as much as I possibly can, because that's the only way you'll feel free down here. This has got nothing to do with him right now, because I know that he's an eager player. But he's trapped. Do you feel trapped?
I do to a certain degree.
Right? Can
Yeah.
you turn the mic on? Speak right into it. It's not loud enough. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do to a certain degree. Yeah, I do.
What, you feel trapped?
Yes, I do.
In this
feel trapped.
relationship?
Yeah.
But it's not your doing. It's your belief systems that aren't yours that you need to work on. I promise you, we will do this in the Whole Life Coach course that you're taking and in the Wolfe Non-Surgical. Even though it's just body work, it doesn't stop. You're going to find out that all the issues in your tissues were first emotional and then became physical. You had a mental block before you had a physical block. Some people would call that a tumor. Some would call it a fibroid. Somebody would call it a cyst. Some people would call it a pimple. Somebody would call it a sore throat. You can't have any pain, any swelling, any inflammation, any stiffness in the body without having some kind of a physical block in the way. Even if you feel like your knee is in pain, it's not because it has circulation. It lacks circulation. We need to get rid of the blocks of the displaced calcium in the scar tissue. Bam, circulation's returned. So now we need to get rid of the blocks on the emotional level, and love is returned. But love never went away. These belief systems of unworthiness and judging, okay, have put a chokehold on your heart. And that's why heart disease kills more people than anyone else, any other disease. So what would you like to see, sir?
I'd just like to see Mary and myself back, to pure love, which we probably never had
No,
right
you
from
haven't.
the beginning.
No,
Yeah, I
but
acknowledge that.
all of us never had that. The reality is that we needed someone to fill up our heart. You know that. Every relationship, oh my God, I've never felt so much love in my life from her or from him. Oh my God. And then guess what? You see the person like a year later. What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm devastated. He broke my heart. My heart's in pieces because of her. I think I'm dying. Well, that's because everybody was set up. It's a setup from 0 to 7. You're set up. You got unconditional love from your parents. When you start to walk and talk, and you're walking and talking like them, that's when they should be looking and going, "Oh, honey, we need to change. Look at how little Mary's acting like you when you have a tantrum. Oh my God, sweetie, you're right." No, we punish the child. And then comes the conditional love, and then it just goes forever. So by the time you walk, and then you talk, okay, then it starts, and then you start, and then by the time you're a teenager, you're looking for a new family, aren't you? Because this one sucks. And it all started because you didn't know how to love yourself. She didn't know how to love herself. What if you both knew how to love yourself? You'd come as two bright light spirit beings, and you'd teach that to your children. Most of the struggles that your family has had is because of dysfunctional belief systems that everybody runs. So even if you wake up to this fact and you change, and guess what? If you do decide to want to change to just loving and caring for yourself first and foremost, you won't fight anymore. You'll observe and go, wow, did you see what you just did? Yeah, I guess I still got some of those remnants in me. I apologize. But I would never say sorry to each other. Don't do that. Sorry's lower vibrational. When you say sorry, you don't notice it. It sucks you. But you can say, I apologize. I would never say to Lori, will you forgive me? Well, what do you want? No, I won't. Or it's going to be a month, because in my family, when somebody does this, it takes me a month to forgive anyone. So you're not getting nothing. And you still haven't forgiven him for something. Do you know what it is? Why don't you write it all down tonight and then go over it with him? And then see if it's real. Or see if you got maybe they played the shell game on you.
Okay.
And guess what? The subconscious now says, I don't want to be wrong. We're not talking about right or wrong. We're talking about happiness and joy. We're talking about freedom. Nobody did anything wrong. You did your best. You've always done your best. You both have done your best. And you both feel you both haven't done your best. Because that's what your subconscious wants. For you to stay weak. Your subconscious believes that when you have cancer, you'll get the love you need from all your family. Wow. Got to get me some.
I don't want that sort of love.
But you did. You did. You felt you weren't getting it. You got to watch it. When you feel you're not getting enough love from your family, guess what? We get sick, and that gets their attention. Yeah, you can pucker your lips, but you have to think on this one.
No, you're right. I did it when I was a young girl, as a child. I'm one of three. I'm a middle child. And,
So am I.
And my parents never looked. It was 18 months between my older sister and myself, and my parents never really. The oldest one was the one they always went to, being Europeans, and they couldn't speak the language. They always went to my sister for advice and to, read letters from whatever. And when a few times I used to jump in and say, oh, I can read that too. Go away, you're stupid, you don't understand anything.
They didn't say you were stupid. You took it that way. Change your story.
No.
No, what they did was it was so much easier because she did it all the time. Okay? That's all. They didn't say you were stupid. And the reality is, guess what? I was a middle child, and guess what? I loved it. Okay, my mom and dad, they didn't have time for me. It was my brother, baby brother, he got all the babying. My older brother, he was the icon of the family. And me, I could do whatever the heck I wanted, and just, where's Daryl? Who cares? I loved it, okay? So I took my story and told it that way. And then you took your story and told it another way. Which one do you think would have been better?
Yours.
Okay, so
Much.
stop. So now you need to go and retell the story. Because they didn't call you stupid, you heard stupid. They didn't say get away stupid, and they did not say that. You heard stupid. And now you've had stupid with you since you were this high. Do you think that might cause a little bit of deep anger?
Yep.
Okay, and what does anger cause?
Disease.
Anger and hate is cancer. Well, it's dis-ease, out of
Dis-ease.
harmony, out of alignment.
I just wanted to be acknowledged by my parents.
Guess what? They acknowledged you as much as, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. For somebody else, it would make that person stronger. It made you weaker.
Yeah, it did.
So let's say this. Do you think we should change our beliefs a little?
Yes.
Right now,
Yes.
your parents never called you stupid, so don't lie. And don't let your subconscious tell that story again. And you weren't lying. Your subconscious told you that. Because your subconscious says, I'm your friend, and I'm going to justify all those negative feelings you have for your parents. Let's throw stupid into the mix. Isn't it great to hate your parents that they didn't say that and they didn't know better? They couldn't even realize that you were being kind of pushed out. So now, guess what? You're not punishing them. Are they alive still?
Dad is.
Well, then you need to tell him that, you think he's stupid. Go ahead, call him up. Well, I'll give you my phone. I have calling everywhere around the world. Would you like to call him right now and tell him that he made you feel stupid all your life?
Can't do that right now. He's in a nursing home.
I understand something. Guess what? And he'll say, no, I didn't. And he'll
That's
say,
right.
yes, you did. And he'll say, I love you just as much as I loved all the other children. He was not aware. Are we done yet?
Yep.
This tantrum's going to put you down. You better go back and retell the story, because they didn't call you stupid. They just didn't think about it. And they said, she's older, she can do it quicker, she can be more efficient, that's it. All right?
All right.
Have you murdered that sister yet?
No.
Okay, thank God. Do I need to call her and warn her?
No.
Okay,
No.
thank God. That was close.
No.
Okay.
We,
What do you think?
We are closer now.
Now,
with my
I know,
sisters.
well, that's because, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the tantrums are starting to slow down because you don't have the energy for them anymore. But let's just have all the love in our hearts so we don't have to get old over it.
Can do that.
Yeah, you had to change. You were getting exhausted from your belief systems.
Yeah,
So-
it is draining.
Yeah, but well, it is draining, but guess what? You didn't have to.
Guess I didn't know how.
No, you
How
didn't.
to
And
do
it was not your fault. Again, see? Boom. We're back to that. Everybody's got to remember, when you're in this whole life coach or you take the Braveheart Health and Healing Circle, everybody does that. This is not a personal attack. This is to find the real person. You'll see. I mean, first hour, when we start this on Monday, I'll be telling everybody the guidelines, okay? And that's this. Everybody's beautiful. And the only reason why you're here is because you took on belief systems because you didn't know how to filter them. And then guess what? I went to bed and I banged my head and I said that my parents called me stupid, and I banged my head for 6 nights, and it hurt me so much because they said I was stupid. No, they didn't. But I heard it. And guess what? After that 6 nights, it became a prominent, dominant belief to believe that now you can't trust your parents and your 2 siblings on either side are your enemy. How we doing?
Spot on.
I know. Wait till you get my bill. Understand something. I'll have people come here, and this is not being arrogant. 10, 20, 30 years of therapy. No more than 1 hour to an hour and a half, we've turned them. That's it, it's over.
Happy to do it.
Well,
Need to do it.
Well, wouldn't it be great if you actually were traveling around Australia and you didn't have these chokeholds and these hooks?
Oh.
And when your husband does something that he didn't even know what he did, you are going to bitch him out or be silent for the next day and a half, and he going, what the hell did I do? And he did nothing.
Yeah.
That's who you are. You don't mind if you just stay with him. I just stay with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because, yeah. At least till you change.
At least till I change.
Yeah, because he's used to that abuse. That you didn't know that you were giving him. We don't know that. We're not trying to abuse each other. He doesn't feel abused. He just wants to love you. How's he going to do that?
With great difficulty, being the way I am.
No. See.
Was.
There it is.
Was.
No. How's he going to do it? I'm going to love myself and allow him to come in. So he can't get in. You can't get in, can you?
No, I
You
can't
can't
get
get
in.
near her, can you?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, no. No, there's no getting near her. Yeah. Yeah, if you need a hug or something, just come and see me because I'll help you get through this.
I might need one after this.
So let's talk about juicing. So what did I ask you to do? Why don't you tell everybody what I asked you to do?
To drink 8-ounce glasses of carrot juice.
Organic carrot
Organic
juice.
carrot juice every hour.
No. 1 8-ounce glass every hour.
Yes,
Yes, for 8 hours a day minimum.
minimum. And on top of that, I have my.
Oh, wait a minute, but whoa. Oh, I forgot. You had cancer. You can't drink carrot juice. It's got sugar in it. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? You know what? It's a crock, everyone. So carrot juice has a left spin to it, which means that it doesn't feed cancer cells. It actually will give her power, give her energy. As you can see, her legs are swollen. Okay, meanwhile, her upper body is losing its muscle tone. So we've got to make sure that she's doing a carrot juice. Did you do one yet?
Yes,
Where's the other one? You have another one?
it's in my bag
Where's your bag?
over there.
Okay, you need to do another one. We've been here for an hour. Okay, can you get a carrot juice out of her bag? Okay, all right. But don't tell us all the other stuff that's in there. I don't want to know. Okay?
It's in the black one.
Okay, so anyway, so I said to do a carrot juice at least one every hour for 8 hours, to do also a 16 ounces celery
Celery.
juice. And I also told her to do a blender drink of berries like blueberries or strawberries, organic, and then use like coconut milk or use oat milk, and then 1 raw egg, right?
One
Organic
raw.
free range, because we need to get the amino acids into her. When you're dealing with a high inflammatory situation like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, not 4, 1, 2, 3 cancer, what you're going to have is you're going to have the body, when it's inflamed, eating up your muscles. So your muscles are, you're not losing weight, you're losing muscles. And also, I told her yesterday she doesn't like exercising, right? No. And the reality is why don't you like exercising? Are you ready for this? On a subconscious level, she doesn't like her body. Isn't that something? So now she's going to hate her body even more, because when you don't exercise and you're over the age of 40, you need to do 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night to be like this. Okay? I am never going to fall down. I am never going to have a problem getting out of a chair off the toilet. How did I dance last night? Like a 66-year-old man?
Nope.
All right, you better get that. So you're going to dance like a 116-year-old woman, and you are not going to make it to 104 unless you're going to do 20 minutes of exercise in the morning. That's the lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone exercises. The pelvic squats, the crab stretch. I can show you. I'll be showing you all my exercises when we're in the Whole Life Coach. And guess what? The exercise you get in the gym is the wrong exercise. And the exercise that you would do would be the wrong exercise. Okay? You need to build your life around getting proper exercise to lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone. You want tone and you want elasticity. You want full extension, full flexion. You don't want any restriction in any joint. Old age is restriction in your joint from displaced calcium and scar tissue, and you can get rid of it all. You're doing the Wolfe Non-Surgical?
Yes,
And you're
I
doing
am,
it too?
No,
Oh.
We can convince her though.
I can do it.
No, I'm not going to try. No, because you get in trouble. People need to buy into their own stuff, or later they go, shouldn't have made me do that. So we have to let them know it sound. But the reality is this. You're going to tell me that a couple's going to come. So now you get to work on her, and she's not going to be able to work on you. So she's not going to be able to relate. It sounds like your relationship already. Okay? Victim. Okay? Caregiver. No. Don't care. Just take it with you. Don't poke. Don't give me the pucker face. Listen to me. Everybody's got their position to play. What if you both became healers of yourself and each other? There should be no discussion. When couples come together and they should be doing the non-surgical. If you were to do the non-surgical on each other, just 15 minutes every day, you would have the body, okay, do you need batteries in there? What's going on? Okay, you would have the body, okay, of a healthy 30-year-old. I went just 12 months ago. I've never had insurance in my life, but they told me I needed insurance because it's a pretty big operation now. We're putting out a $250,000 platform and app so that we can bring some of the most controversial people in the world so they can come and lecture and nobody can shut them down. So they said, look, you got to get insurance for something like this. Okay, all right, so let's do it. So I go to get me insurance, and guess what? I was in a prime health for a 32-year-old. I'm 66. Never had insurance before. I went in there and I went, she said my heart was like nothing they've ever seen. So when you got to go get your blood pressure checked, what do? You put your blood pressure up before you get it checked. When you go to the hospital, you get anxiety, so you up your inflammation. When they go to check to see if your cancer's gone, what do? They do things that cause the inflammation to go higher before you get it tested. Tell me I'm wrong. That's all. Stop. So let's just stop. And I'm not telling anybody not to do this, but I have never had a checkup since I was 17. Nobody's sticking their finger up my butt. And nobody's sticking anything anywhere because I know if I'm healthy or not. I don't need to be tested. I am the test, baby. Do you get this? Yeah, look at, everybody look at her. You go look at the video and you'll find out your eyes are wide open and they are bright right now. You have a whole different look about you.
I'm feeling really good.
You should, because you are really good.
Yes, I am.
There's nothing bad about you. And that's the God's truth. So what we want to do here is, believe it or not, I don't want her to do anything except build herself up, build her strength up for this course. So you don't do anything until you get on course, because we need some muscle tone. You need to be swimming 20 minutes twice a day. Okay?
Okay.
All right. By Monday, you'll know. We'll do the exercises. You'll learn them. You'll get the clapping down. You'll get it all down. You'll get a routine. We'll talk again when we're in the Whole Life Coach, and we'll build it even out more for you. Okay?
Okay.
Now, but you're going to need. This is what I would want if she was my girl, or if I was her. I'd be doing C60, and I'd carry a little bottle of it, C60 coconut oil. And I'd be sipping on it all day long, 4 to 8 times, just to sip under the tongue, let it dissolve into water and go. 250 times stronger in vitamin C.
I do take C60.
But you don't take it. You're gonna front end load. She's gonna put black diamond into every drink, a pinch. She's gonna do the black diamond. Put a pinch into everything she drinks. Like that should have had a pinch.
Yep.
Why? Because black diamond will absorb 300 to 600 times its weight in heavy metals, acidity, and chemicals. It'll drop off 60 to 70 micronutrients into your cells. It'll cross the blood-brain barrier into your blood and your brain, into your tissue cells. The black gold will do your digestive tract and restore your good bacteria in your large intestine. You won't need to do the tea. How's your bowel movements today? 1?
2.
2. The juice should be helping. If you don't have 3 bowel movements while you're doing this program, then we'll kick in a little bit, maybe a 4 ounce of the daily cleansing tea. They make it right at the juice bar. So 4 ounce twice a day. We want the blender drinks. Make sure it's a large 16 ounce blender drink.
Yep.
Okay. So I would like you to do like a 16 ounce blender drink earlier in the day, probably around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then I would like, you don't have to do the whole thing, but if you did it like at 10, then at noon, do another 8. So we did 8, we'll do 8, and then we'll do 8 again around 3 o'clock. Because 3 o'clock is your slump time. You will slump around 2 or 3.
Yep, I do.
Oh, there we go, another good guess. Okay, so stop it. It's not part of your life. Honey, I need to lay down. I'm feeling weak. I'm feeling dizzy. Oh, honey, shut up and go have a blender drink. Go swimming for 20 minutes and exercise. Do something. But don't shut up.
Okay.
I was telling the subconscious to shut up, not for you.
Yep.
Okay? Now I want you to take a look again. We've said some things. Your color is unbelievable. Look at her color. Look at her face.
Come alive.
There is no disease in there right now. All right, so we're going to do the C60, we're going to do the black diamond, do the black gold. I don't know what your finances are, but at least through this, I would suggest that she do 3 of the critical care thunder shrooms twice a day. I don't want her to go into heavy detox or anything. So just 3 of those twice a day.
3 tablets twice a day.
3 critical care thunder shrooms
Yes.
twice a day for now.
Okay.
We're just one. See what the critical care does, it goes in and triggers your immune system, says, get your rear in gear. There, yeah, I hope you know that there's 40 years of study on our critical care thunder shrooms. We have vital care, that's for people who just want to stay healthy. But the critical care, both the vital care and the critical care, they actually restore the immune system better than any other known product on the planet. We can prove it. 40 years this doctor has researched these. These thunder shrooms grow on the side of trees and they are 90 years old. Not 2 weeks in laboratory. Yeah, I only have the best. So 3 of those twice a day. Sinonian minerals, just take, I'd like you to really cover our bases. Take 2 of those twice a day. Let me think here, what else? The iodine, 20 sprays 3 times a day. Go buy yourself a 16-ounce jar of it. It's not expensive. And do 20 sprays 3 times a day. This is infinite iodine. It's the only iodine that has no toxic value. I could drink the whole jar, but that'd be a waste. But the reality is that we can disinfect your body. Infinite iodine will disinfect within 15 seconds when it goes in. Then what it does is anything left over gets turned into iodide and then goes to the thyroid, parathyroid. Okay? All right? So we want to do that. Let me think what else.
Marigin?
Marigin you should be doing at least 3 to 4 times a day, especially on this kind of a perfect day lifestyle. Because remember something, there's only, and just so everybody knows this, and I don't mind being challenged, it's the only calcium product that actually works on the planet. The only. Other people have ionic calcium, but it only crosses the stomach wall into the blood. It can't get into the cells. It's not a true ion, so it doesn't release 120,000 chemical and hormonal responses per second. It's the only product in the world that works like this. So it'll go in and get rid of the displaced calcium. It'll go in and buffer down the blood. It'll go in and create that pH balance. But understand, calcium ions, they do more communication in the human body than any other known product that is inside of us. And this is the only product that could duplicate that. So I would be doing that 3 times a day. Okay? Try to get yourself a routine. And if you find that it irritates you doing it, then cut back, because I don't need you getting irritated. But just remember something. If you truly love yourself, then you should be able to pull this off. Or at least pretend to love yourself. And guess what? If you did pretend to love yourself, what would happen? You'd end up loving yourself because you pretended to hate yourself. And you pretended to hate him. And you pretended to hate your life. How'd that work for you?
Not good.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you almost had a one-way buyout.
I'm good.
I know. And the other thing I'd like you to do, not right now, build your strength up a little bit, and then I want you to look at getting an ultimate coffee enema, and I need you to do that. Have you done any yet? I bet you haven't. I know. Guess why? Because your subconscious doesn't want to get rid of what? Are you ready for this? The anger. I am not getting rid of this frickin' anger. I am holding on to that. That son of a bitch over there didn't follow through. You get the ultimate coffee enema going. You go do it. And then guess what? I want you to then start doing the vaginal infusion so you can heal your whole pelvic. Are you taking, you're not?
Tomorrow.
Are you
Tomorrow.
yeah, you
Tomorrow.
need this.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you need this. Yeah. Every woman needs the pelvic restoration course. I mean every woman. Do you know why? To protect yourself against mankind. I'm not kidding. He's a manipulator. You know, it should be called Mandicin. Okay? Yeah, yeah. Because no woman would ever create something like this to go out and attack women like this. Because it's mad. Okay. How we doing?
Doing good.
Yeah? Do we have a good start?
We have.
Okay. All right. And then you've got something right here?
Fibroid.
Yeah. So why don't you clap that? Did you clap it last night?
No,
Are you going to clap it today?
I will.
So you should actually, what we could do, wouldn't take long. We'll take a break now. But I'll come if you want today. We'll meet. Make sure I have your number. And I'll go in and I'll pull that apart as much as I can. And then I want you to go and cell sonic that sucker. And then if you could cell sonic it every day for 100 pulses. And guess what? Don't be surprised. Oh, by the way, everyone, she called it a tumor yesterday, but she's not allowed to because she can't swear at me. Okay? And so it's a fibroid. And don't be surprised. We'll come back here in 10 days. How's that? The course, let me think. The course is 9? No. We'll come on during the course. And then we'll see if we can find it. Okay? We'll play Where's Waldo. Okay? All right? All right, let me think. I want to make sure that I've said everything that I need to. The SON formula, if it's affordable, I already told you.
I've got that. I've been taking it.
Okay, you need to take it.
Yep.
And you should be taking 3.
4 times a day.
Yes, but you should be taking 20 minutes before your morning swim. And how long are you guys here for? And where are you staying?
Park Royal?
Did you rent bicycles?
No.
Okay, get a bicycle today.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my God. It could be so dangerous. This is Mexico.
I tried to convince her this morning it was not going to happen.
Oh yeah, well listen to me. Okay, I want you to do me a favor. Anything that would be good for her and it's coming from your heart, I want you to go and do it and just blow her a kiss and say, I'll see you there. Okay? Because believe it or not, she's her worst enemy. And there's a part of her that says you must remain sick because we need everybody to pay. Your parents, your husband, and even your children. Okay? But meanwhile, you do want to hang around just long enough to see the grandkids. How we doing? How's your story? Now, did you notice how she just turned purple and gray in the face? We just opened up her subconscious and found the Holy Grail. Just know this. You would have never gotten this consultation from me unless we did it now and we did it real.
Yep.
Okay?
I'm very grateful.
And so am I. And just know that I really care for you and I love you. But I am not letting your subconscious get away with anything during this course. So do I have the right to hold the line for
Yes.
you
Yes.
during this whole course?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you.
I will never pick on you. I will never put you down. I will only try to see if you can lift yourself up. Okay?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. You're welcome. All right. Well, we're not going to go on about this, okay? We're just going to all go like this, everybody. And we're going to go 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, I got this.
We got this.
Got this.
God bless Bravehearts.
Thank you.